Alright, in today's video we're going to talk about the loot system for Crucible and what they can do to make it better. We're going to first talk about normal Crucible, which is Control, Clash, Private Match, Rumble, Checkmate Mix, stuff like that in those sections. Comp, Trials, and Iron Banner will be something else. We will talk about that after in a second. First we're going to talk about basic Crucible. So basic Crucible starts with Shacks. As you see here, rank is Fabled. I have Prestige 6. And if you didn't know how this works, is every time you claim this right here, this final thing, it resets the rank. Well, when you do this, it allows your weapons to gain extra perks. So your first reset gives you one extra perk, so you get the top two, then you get one here. Your third reset, or your second reset, gives one here. Your second reset gets one here, and your third one and your fourth one gives one here. So basically 4 resets, and you get up to 3 perks in each column. But as you see, I don't have a perk in this column. And that's a problem. Because I've reset it, I should get that extra perk, and I don't. And these things have like 20 different perks in each column for the N2 perks, so it's kind of hard to get the god roll you want. It's extremely hard, because not only do you have to get the perfect roll on these, you have to get the perfect rolls on these. And the masterwork, and that's a pain. Trust me, it's a very big pain. I've turned in a lot of engrams over the years for different weapons, and it's very hard to get the god roll for. It's very hard to even get a decent roll for half the time. So, what can I do to make this better and make it more enticing? Well, first off, I think the biggest thing is, when you reset your rank, this column should be guaranteed every time. So, if I reset it once, guaranteed perk. Second time, guaranteed perk. Third time, guaranteed perk. Fourth time, guaranteed perk. When you reset 4 times, you should be guaranteed 3 perks in each column. Now, that is only for weapons that drop from the end of a game. So, it should be you're guaranteed a weapon. It should be guaranteed a weapon every time you complete a Crucible game, which it's not right now still, but it should be. And it can be any weapon, but you're guaranteed a weapon. And if you haven't reset once, it has a chance of dropping an extra perk in any of the columns, or even a couple extra perks, and heck, even all 6 extra perks. It should be a chance. Very low chance, but it should be possible. Then, if you reset, it should be guaranteed that perk that you've unlocked. So in this case, we've unlocked the second column, or the second row for the second column, or the first column. So it should be an extra perk here, guaranteed every time this weapon drops from a Crucible game. I should have 2 perks here at all times. Random what they are out of the 20 perks, but you should be guaranteed 2 of them. And then this, when I have all, 3 resets, should be guaranteed 3 every time. And then the same thing on this side when you do the 2 and the 4, it should be guaranteed on this side. That's how it should work always. And as from completing a Crucible match, should guarantee that extra perk. Not only would that be great, it would work very effectively. Because there is a lot of perks, so the odds of you still, again, getting a god roll is still very slim. Now, from the inventory of shacks, as we see here, if we go here, we can focus the weapon. So this system should be 2-part system now. There should be this system, which costs what it costs, as we see here. They add 1 weapon, it's Crucible engram, 1 Crucible engram. Here it's 3 and 5,000 Glimmer. For these, that's how it works. I think this is fine. But this should be a low-tier option, in the sense where if you don't want to spend material, you can do this, get it randomized, you have a chance at 3 perks, 2 perks, like how it is now, which is a bit annoying, but it's a good system, because what they should do is bring out a second section for these weapons. And it should be for all the weapons that are listed here, not just the new one, but the new one will probably be the cheapest still, just because it's newest, and the old ones have been a while, so I guess they make them more expensive, I don't know, it's just how Bungie does it, so whatever. But there should be another system, so where this armor should be, there should be another tier of these. And it should cost 2 engrams in a new material that comes from Crucible games. It's random to drop, not guaranteed. I like the RNG on that material. It should be common, but not so common you can have 100 in a minute. It should be, every few games, every other game you get one. And it should cost, a couple of the material as well. So 2 material, 2 engrams. So basically tokens, but not tokens, but still. And it allows you to focus, let's say, Joxers, longsword at the moment, right? Focus this one with the guaranteed perks that I have with my reset. So whatever my reset is, if I have 4 resets, that means 3 perks to each column. It should guarantee it then. So now I've got a guaranteed source from playing Crucible. When it drops a weapon, it's guaranteed to have 3 columns, or 3 sets in each column for the 2 columns, which is awesome. I now can come and focus in the tower if I play enough. This would not only allow people that don't play a lot to still get their god rolls, because you have a chance while you're doing Crucible, if you don't reset at all, you still have a chance at dropping extra perks. It's a chance of it, which is nice. And then if you do reset, it guarantees that slot from completing Crucible games. And then if I come and put it into the machine over here, I even have another source that guarantees me stuff. So basically, we get another material type. We get it randomly for Crucible games. We come here, we focus it, and we can get the weapon specifically. Another thing they should do is add the onslaught system to this, where you can focus a specific weapon type. If you don't know how onslaught works, basically you go to Zavala, he's a special section for it, and you can focus farm one of those weapons. It will try to drop that weapon more often. That's something they could do here, is when you get a weapon to drop, you have a chance of it dropping another weapon. That's the difference. So basically, instead of it doing it where, oh, it's going to drop this weapon more, it'll be when this weapon drops, it will drop a second weapon every time. So it guarantees a second weapon when this one drops. Again, it's completely random which weapon drops, so you can get any of these. But if, let's say, I'm focusing Better Devils, I will now have 2 Better Devils drop with the guaranteed perks that I have on it. It gives me an extra chance. So basically, it's doubling up on the loot. The more you play, the more reward you get for it. Now, mind you, the focus thing should be based on your resets as well. So when you hit 4 resets, it should be better focusing. So at first, and I first unlock it, let's say I'm focusing Better Devils again, right? When it drops, it has a chance at dropping a second one. But then when I get 4 resets, or 6 resets, or 5, make it one more, 5. Let's just say 5 or 6 resets, right? Then it upgrades the thing. Every reset gives it, 10% or something, right? Or 15, or 33, or 25, whatever they want. Gives a small percent increase. So eventually, if you do enough resets and play enough, it guarantees you a second weapon every time you get that weapon to drop. I think that'd be a really cool addition. It would put the Onslaught ideal into the system, but also make it a little better and make it where it's not more focused. If I'm doing Crucible, and I'm focusing specifically for Joxers, it's cool, but if I only focus for it, then how am I going to get these other God rolls that I still haven't gotten, by the way, on any of these weapons? But yeah, how am I supposed to focus them? If I focus them individually, it's still RNG based, but if I leave it open for a chance to drop any of them, and I'm playing and reset my rank and increasing the perk drops and making the perks drop more and more often, then at least I'm giving more variety, but also getting more perks guaranteed. So it allows for a slightly better farm ideal in a sense, at least in my opinion. So I think it'd be a really good system. This is what they should do for normal Crucible. This would allow you to farm. It would reward those people that do play it a lot, because then they can focus farm at the focusing decoding center right here, whatever they want to call it, shacks, and allow them to use the special material because they earned it, because they played a ton. They can focus farm, get specific weapon perks from it. Well, specific number of perks from it, guaranteed, instead of a chance. Because currently, I can buy this 5 times, 6 times, 77 times right now, and I could get all of them with 1 perk in each column, or I could get one with 2, and one with 1, one with 3, one with 1, one with 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, you know what I mean? Not 4, 4, but you know what I mean. It's random. And I have actually opened quite a few engrams in the past and only gotten 1 perk in each column before, which is very unlucky, but it does happen. So this would basically allow that system to still exist, which is not a bad system, but then reward people that play more to focus better. Gives you more focus ability. So that's normal Crucible, and I think that's how that should work. Now let's go over to comp. First off, I think comp should have a specific rank inside of his inventory. There should be 2 ranks, just like there's 2 ranks outside of his inventory. There's comp and normal Crucible rank in the Crucible tab. There should be in his inventory as well. Just, they've proven with the Ambition and the Resolve thing from this season, they can change it at will. You're able to change it. And I think Crucible should have that option too. Except instead of change it, it should just both be active. So the Crucible one is up here, and the comp one would be down here, and this would be just moved down more or something like that. But either way. So it would be 2 ranks, and you can claim engrams from each. The comp rank would be less engrams, because it doesn't give you engrams other than when you hit a certain rank. Every time you hit a new rank, you get an engram. You hit a new rank, you get an engram. So it's less engrams. But those engrams would allow you to focus into these things specifically, right?
Our work is unfinished, Guardian. What can I do?
That would give these a different system. Instead of Crucible engrams, it would be comp engrams. And you're like, oh, well, you wouldn't get that many then because some people don't go up. So basically how you do it is, let's say you start at the baseline, you get comp, and you're at the lowest point, right? You get the 7 matches done, you're at the lowest point. Okay, you will get, every time you get a win, you will have a chance at 1 engram to drop, like normal Crucible. But if you hit the next rank, you'll have a chance, higher chance of 1 engram to drop, and a chance at 2, higher rank. Basically, they increase it up to 4 or 5 engrams at max can drop potentially. And eventually, when you get a certain rank, it'll be guaranteed an engram when you complete a comp game win. It's guaranteed an engram. It has to be wins, because losses, I think, should give you loot and stuff, but they shouldn't give you the engram for it, because these engrams are specifically going to be used to farm these weapons from comp. It would allow you to control the outpoint better, the system better. There should also be a comp material that will allow you to farm the new weapon. So currently you can only get the weapon 3 times a week on your character for the one that's currently out. And then when they change it, the new weapon will obviously replace it. And then it comes here, and then you can focus it here. Well, these should be the comp engrams, which will cost nothing. You just random roll them, and it's random what they get. I do not think these should have multiple perks. I don't think these should at all have multiple perks other than what they, the base gets and all, everything they get anyways. But they should stay how they are, because some of these weapons are broken if you make them too easy to get, because they don't have a huge pool either. You can definitely make them too easy and get everyone to OP one too easily, and comp becomes even more useless. But there should be a material you can farm and you get from comp wins you have a chance for, and it will allow you, when you get like 5 of them, to focus the current weapon that exists. So that way you have more options to farm the current weapon. So you're not just sitting there and you're like, oh, did my 3 games a week, no reason to do comp because it literally doesn't benefit you. Yes, if you get the rank higher, you get, more chances to buy these weapons, but that's all it does. And once you hit a certain rank, you get a decent bit every week, so it's not that big of a deal to farm past that. Because anything past that's really stressful and crazy because there's either cheaters, sweats, or just magic. So it's kind of a pain to even go that far. So might as well just do as far as you do and get the free weapons here and you're Gucci. So that system would alleviate that in a sense, where it's like, oh, okay, you farm this rank, you get the 3 every week, but hey, if you want extra ones, if you play some more, even if you win or lose, and your rank doesn't move, at least if you can't get your rank to move, you can win some, you can get some material for it, which should be guaranteed probably instead of just random, but either way. For a win, should probably guarantee 1 of the material. It should cost like 5 and guarantee 1, something along those lines. And it would allow you to farm the current comp weapon and the previous comp weapons easier. And it'd be a specific engram system, so that way it's not like, oh, look, I have a ton of crucible engrams, let me just go burn them. Yes, is it easy to do it that way? Yes. But it would be better for the comp system if they were tied to comp, not to the regular crucible. That's my opinion on it. So if they did that, then it'd be a lot better. The other thing is the artifice armor. As we see, we have armor here. It is not artifice, though. Comp should drop artifice armor. And you should be allowed to farm that artifice armor. But it will cost material. And with that material, obviously, could cause some issues. Because would you do it for the weapons or the armor? It gives you a choice. You want to farm better stat armor? Cool. You want to farm the weapons? 50-50. What's it worth to you? Rather get the weapons or the armor? But there'll be a unique thing here, is there should be unique mods that come from comp. There should be comp exclusive mods that come from comp, only come from comp, and you can use in Crucible. They should be Crucible specific mods. Nothing too broken like crazy, but basically like adept mods give you stability, range, stuff like that. Sort of like that. Better stat versions of stuff. Or something that gives a bonus to your inner accuracy. Better bonus or something. Something that's just better in general. It gives you little bonuses, so that way they get a reward. The other thing for comp should have, they do have emblems, they do have transmit effects, they got some cool stuff, but they should have some sort of glow. There should be a comp glow that you earn, and when you get more and more of it, it can go on any armor, and it can make the armor look really cool. Makes it like a unique effect. Every season the effect changes, so it's a limited time thing to farm, once per season. And then every stage you get, it glows. Just like Fortnite has the back blings and the pickaxes and stuff that look different, the tires. The farther in you go, the more cool effects you have, and so you get the max rank. It's limited, the next season it changes. Same concept, same thing like other games have too. So that should be a thing for comp. Now let's talk about Trials and Iron Banner. These 2 game modes are the most underused in development for loot systems, in my opinion. So we have Iron Banner, which is way too expensive for new weapons. The amount of glimmer it takes is just ridiculous for a new weapon. It needs to be lowered. The older ones, it's not that big of a deal for, but the new ones should not cost 25,000 glimmer per engram. That's crazy, compared to everything else costs so much little. Like, look at these weapons, 3 for 15,000. These are old weapons. That's crazy. We've got here these weapons, 5,000 for 3. Same thing. Like, the other ones are 10,000 more. Meanwhile, it's 25,000 for the Iron Banner ones. That's wicked too high. For weapons that half the time aren't that great, it's way too expensive. And it's a limited time mode, which means you run out of glimmer before you run out of engrams if you actually play the mode. So horrible system. So it should get the same treatment where it gets multiple perks in each column every time you reset it. Should be guaranteed and increase that chance from the game completions, and it should have the same thing as we said here. It has the normal thing where you can just buy them and it's random, but then if you focus it with a material, special material. If you haven't seen the theme, it's special materials come from each different mode, and that material helps you focus specific things. It gives you a bonus to that focus, or extra focus, which is a great system, because Bungie hates tokens, but in reality, tokens, if used properly, were a good system, which they didn't use them good, so they were a bad system. They're not be called tokens, they can be called other things, but they're basically still a token system, but they're a better designed token system. So Iron Banner needs the same thing, but they also need it when you reset. You get extra perks, because currently that's not a thing. If you reset the rank, it's pointless, other than you get the shader from the second reset, and that's about it, because it will not give you anything good. You do not get anything unique. We should have special ornaments, like we used to get, that we unlock every season for Iron Banner, that calls cool effects and stuff when you're in Iron Banner. Then when you're out of Iron Banner, it calls effects too, but they're more intense or more awesome in a sense. In Iron Banner, like a horned helmet has flames coming off the horns, right? The horns are like flaming. Then when Iron Banner ain't here and you're wearing the ornament, the horns are just slightly glowing, right? They're like little hot steel or something. But then when Iron Banner's here and you're in Iron Banner, they're like on fire and stuff. They're crazy as fuck looking, right? Would it be a bit weird in Crucible? Yeah. But would it be cool and unique? Yes. So definitely something they should look into. Iron Banner is the worst thing to farm in the game by a mile. For something that has a very limited time mode, it is way too hard to get a god roll for. It is way too hard to farm it correctly. The loot from the end of the activities is almost always trash. And it's so hard to farm it in his system, so they need to add the extra perks. They need to make it better as a whole. And I think it would go really well for them. I think that would make Iron Banner a lot more desirable, a lot more functionable, and a lot more fun to play, because your loot would actually be rewarded. Also, since it is a limited time mode, a lot more loot should be dropping from the end of the activity. Should be guaranteed weapons, should be guaranteed several weapons. You should be allowed to focus it, like I said in here, and when you focus it, you can get even extra weapons to drop on top of it. The Iron Banner armor should reward more rewards at the end, so not just rep, it should also give you more rewards. Every piece you wear or ornament you wear will give you extra loot to drop, so it just rains loot on you, just pours it down on you. That'd be really cool. We're going to talk about Trials now, which I think is probably the most important game mode that is completely not played anymore. It is dying like crazy, even with what the weapon system, the change they did to make it really easy to farm at depths and weapons as a whole. It's dying like crazy, unfortunately. But it's some reasons for that, but we're going to focus on the loot. So they had the right ideal, but they also had the wrong ideal. So one thing is the glow shouldn't be tied to your wins, and only tied to the wins. They should be a consumable, except not a consumable, but something that you can apply to any armor piece, not just armor from Trials. If you put on armor from Trials, it causes a lot more glow effect. There's a lot more effects about it, and it should always glow, but then if you go flawless, or you hit that win rate, then it glows brighter. So yellow's 3 wins or whatever it was, 3-4 wins, right? And yellow is really bright when you hit that. If you hit that win streak, you get flawless, which is red, which is not red currently. It's peach, but it should be red. But it will glow brighter, right? It'd be a lot more darker red or brighter red or whatever. And then if you don't go flawless and hit the red, if you have it already, it just glows and looks really cool. But then if you use it on the armor, it glows a lot of places. So it'll be like just a Trials emblem, or just a little bit of glow when it's on any armor piece, ornament piece. You can just put it, it's like an ornament basically, you just put it on, it glows, it goes over ornaments, just a basic thing. But then if you put it on a Trials ornament, or on the Trials armor, it causes a whole crazy effect of color glows and stuff, and unique combinations. And then you can choose what armor piece you want. You want your helmet to be blue, you want your chest piece to be red, yellow, right? That'd be a great step in the right direction. And that should apply to everything. Your ships, your sparrows, your ghosts for Trials, and then the armor and the weapons for Trials. That should apply to everything. The other thing they should do is give you the ability to, they should change the colors. So yellow red and blue, light blue, red, those are the ones that are starting right now, which even though red is currently glowing peach on a lot of the armor, peach color, it is actually supposed to be red, dark red, not a peach pink, which is dumb, but Bungie, it's okay. They should change the colors every season. It'll be this season only, limited time. You can farm these colors. You can farm them, and when you farm them, you get enough of them to unlock. And when you go flawless, you unlock one glow, and you put it on a piece. Stuff like that. You basically have to play and earn them. So if you really want a color scheme that's flawless or something, you can go get it. And I think they shouldn't rotate it out where the next season they make red instead of flawless. They make it the first 3 wins or 4 wins. That's stupid because that takes away the uniqueness because then people just wait until the color comes to the easy wins. So it should be definitely, they can bring a red, but they can't bring that specific red. There should be different shades. There's blood red, there's bright red, there's peach red, there's peach pink. There's colors like that. Blue, dark blue, light blue, baby blue, lung blue. There's a whole bunch. Blood blue. There's a whole bunch of blues, whites, yellows, colors as a whole. And they should change that constantly. The other thing is Artifice armor. It's just obvious. Trials should have Artifice armor, without a doubt. And the Artifice armor should be farmable. So you get material when you complete them. You get an extra material, you can farm it, the armor. You get an armor material, you take it specifically to the thing. Not ciphers. Ciphers are for weapons. We already have some for the weapons. Bungie did good there. We basically want that for everything else. We want ciphers for everything else. But for trials, we want ciphers to stay to weapons. And then armor, we want something unique. So we can farm Artifice armor and get better stats. So when you use the material, you can get a random rolled Artifice, which will be bad Artifice or really good Artifice potentially. Or you can use better. So what I mean by that is we're going to go down to, real quick, we're going to go down there and I'm going to show off what I mean. So same thing as we had here for the weapons, 2 sections, one that's random and then one that's gives you good material, or you focus for better perks and stuff. We'll have the same thing down here for Artifice armor, same exact concept. Is you come down here, and the other thing is they should make a fast travel down here. Iron Banner really needs a fast travel point, especially because our ships literally come here and park for maintenance and stuff. Usually you drop your car off at maintenance, you don't drive it somewhere and then leave it a mile away. I'm just saying. Usually take it to the area it's going to be. So there should be a fast travel point here. But anyways, that's a different story. So as we see, we're here at him at St. 14. So this armor here should be Artifice. There should be a base one where you can just click it and it gives you random material of Artifice. Just random as fuck. Could be a bad roll, could be a good roll. Completely up to it. But then there should be a section like here that you can focus for specifically higher stat roll. Cost material, cost engrams, maybe some glimmer, and you can focus purely for better stats. A lot better stats, unlike Bungie's current better stats for Artifice. Actual better stats. Higher numbers, a lot higher numbers, and a lot more consistently higher. And it'll allow you, and each armor set should have this. So, simple as that. Or they can at least make the new armor set. They don't have to make all of them, just the new one. The brand new one should have the highest chance for it. I think that'd be the greatest thing. So it'd be here, right? That's the newest set. So down here they would have Artifice armor, and you can focus it, or you can buy it random and it'll just drop because it's going to be Artifice. There's no more of this normal armor. None of this normal stuff's going to be existing anymore. It's always going to be Artifice, period, no matter what. There's only going to be Artifice armor for this armor set for trials, period. That's what they have to do. The other big thing is that I hate about this is the weapons don't drop with multiple perks. It does, but you don't have the ability to increase that number. So I think they should do what they do for Crucible and stuff and give it where you can get an extra perk on it. And I think it should be that way based on your resets as well. So it should go up to 3 in each column as well, I think. And that is only for those that actually play. And actually, because again, you have to get like 4 resets in Crucible. So in here, you're going to have to get like 4 resets. So I see I haven't played much Trials, only got 2 resets. And I don't play a lot of Trials anymore because it's very toxic and very chaotic, and there's not much loot I care for anymore. There's only a little bit of loot I care for personally, so. But yeah, as a whole, if they made it this way, made it where the perks actually bonused, so when you go and you're like, oh, hey, I got Flawless, or I got enough to, Siren Ciphers, right? I can put them in, and boom, I get more perks because I have higher reset. I can focus it. I can use more Siren Ciphers, so 10 for the normal one. I think they should bring that down to 5 for a normal one that's random rolled and has a chance at extra perks. And then 10 should be the amount you guarantee the amount of resets you have. So Simple as that. They should also increase it more than 30. I think they should honestly go to 50, if not 60, just to make it a little even number because I like even numbers. But yeah, I think it'd be a better system. But as a whole, Trials is not bad loot-wise. If you go in farming, you can get a lot of loot pretty easily. So it actually balances out pretty well. They should allow you to go higher Nosarians. They should make a material specific to the armor and make the armor always artifice no matter what. That'd make it really better. They should also add extra perks on the weapons. They could make it where the adept weapons will have 2 perks in each column, and then the random weapons, the normal weapons, will have up to 3 in each column. That could be something they could do as well, so that way you can at least get a god roll normal if you can't get the god roll adept to drop. That could be something really good for them to do too, in theory. So that's how I see it. But yeah, so that's the idea I have for PvP loot overhaul, something they could do. It's something they already basically done for Trials. Like I said, they have the ciphers for, well, for Trials already. So if they added the same concept to the other activities, made it where you can focus better, gave you more loot and more rewarding for your wins and your resets, then it would definitely make it worth farming more. Would it bring a ton of people back? Probably not. But for those of us that do play it like crazy, or even for the casuals, everyone will get rewarded eventually, and everyone will get rewarded a lot. I think this is a great system. I think this is what they should do. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. We out. Adios. Thanks for watching.